Aye.
Okay, we're going to call this February 12th meeting of the Motley City Council to order. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. We're all here except Nikki. Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I have an addition. Water Department number 2, grant update.
Yeah. Anything else? Anybody else have any changes, any updates? Next item is consent agenda, items A and B. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
May I say something first? You all have the new drafted minutes where I put the correct mayor's name on the last 2 paragraphs.
We got it.
Yeah. So that's what was changed from the one that went in your packet.
The motion to approve that one.
So, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I motion that to approve the consent agenda.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I will second that.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next is department reports. Planning and zoning. Any business? Planning and zoning, we have to have new flood insurance ordinance, and our zoning administrator, Coyote, is working on that, and the Sourcewell are working on getting that taken care of. And that's all the planning and zoning has. Are there any questions on that? Hearing none. Fire department.
Calls for January. 8 medicals, 1 good intent, 4 motor vehicle accidents for a total of 13. Item number 2. I got a phone call today that said our SCBA's will be delivered March 6th, and they'll be put into service that night. So shortly thereafter, I would imagine they're going to want to get paid for that portion of the bill. Which I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it's about $59,000. So that was all grant money though, so we'll make it work. That's all I had on that.
That's all you have? Anybody have anything for the fire department?
That was your grant update?
That's the update.
That's wonderful.
It's finally being delivered.
That's wonderful.
Okay. Moving on, police department.
The month of January, 45 calls total. 1 call out from home. That's about it. Have any questions on that? Otherwise, that's all I have.
Anybody have anything for Al?
I'm curious, Al, I'd like to ask you, how is the new squad coming along?
It is ordered. I'm guessing a couple months it'll be here. They put the order in the same time as St. Louis County, so, yeah. Should go fast once it's here.
Sure.
Hopefully it'll be in service by the time we have our break.
That would be lovely. Thank you.
Anything else for the police department? Hearing none. Moving on. Public Works. Bruce.
I guess I don't see the report in this packet,
Oh, did I not?
but,
You didn't really have anything for me.
just the report,
And then I added your stuff in there, that's what you had on your report, didn't you?
I had an attachment, that's all right.
Oh, sorry.
Nothing exciting.
That's good.
The charging stations are still working, things are plugging away, we're still making them, so I think there wasn't much on there. Yeah, it does. I forgot to even look at this. Sorry. Conference coming up, next item is March 5th to 7th. Looking for permission to go to that, it's $275 plus the motel and the city truck, so just gas, I guess. Looking for permission for that, our annual conference.
Okay. Motion to approve Bruce going to that conference on March 5th to the 7th.
I will make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I will second that motion.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you. And type 4 land applicator operator training, part of our permit says we have to, for biosolids, we have to have a form filled out every year saying about our land application of our biosolids. Up until this time, we never have applied any, so I always just signed it, nothing applied and signed it off. Well, when we got audited, he says, well, you can't sign it, you're not an operator. I said, but we're not putting anything out there. It doesn't matter, you have to be an operator to say you're not putting anything out there. So we have to send somebody to training, and the first training they have is April 16th to the 18th. From what I can gather, they haven't nailed it down, but it's gonna be about $390 for the 3 days training, plus $15 for the license. So I'm thinking maybe we'll send Brian to that. So he can have it for, maybe someday he'll need to use it, but at this point in time, I don't see, I mean, hopefully if BJ's plan works, we won't need to deal with
Right.
any of it. So, but just in case, near as I can tell, that's our best option right now, is to get that, so he can sign the paper saying we don't use it, so.
Is that something you're gonna pass, Brian?
I did already, yeah, and I gave him the training manual for it, I got it to him the other day, so I was just looking for permission to go ahead with that, or get him signed up for it, whatnot, so.
It's $390 for 3 days, or $390 a day for 3 days.
For the whole class, yeah, for the 3-day class. He'll be
Motion to
Baxter
approve.
this year, so.
Motion to approve sending Brian to that training.
I motion to approve that.
Got a
Training.
motion. Do I have a second?
I second that.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay. And looks like on 33, it must be that increase to the League of Minnesota Cities is paying 55% of it. I believe Sourcewell is covering the rest, but that we have 5% increase instead, so that's what she was referring to earlier, so. And it went into effect January 1st of 24, so they were just 30 days late letting us know that they got it.
Yeah.
That happened. So. But that's an informational thing, I guess, there's nothing I can do about it, so you know it's in there.
This letter on page 33 from League of Minnesota City, what you're
Yeah,
pertaining to?
yep,
Okay.
yeah, the last line in the first paragraph, that says they'll continue to pay 55% of the
Oh,
cost.
sure. Yeah.
Leaving 45 for the remaining, but I believe Sourcewell's been covering most of the remaining, so.
Okay, so you don't need any action on that?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Just a awareness thing. And I can't think of anything else we need right now, so.
Anybody else have anything else for Bruce?
I do. Sorry with all the questions for Helen you, but I'm just wondering how are the water meters coming along? Last time I talked, it was 17.
It's more than that now, but it's not, it's probably 25 now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a slow process.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
All in order.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave it today, so we're done. Cool.
Ready for all of them, it's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever, just let me know.
Sounds good.
Anything else for Bruce? Moving on. Administration Department business.
The only thing I have is I just gave you as information only from the county attorney that we contract, or kind of contract with, I guess. You, at the beginning of the year, you said that Henderson Law will be your attorney if we would ever need one. And so this is just kind of their engagement letter, because they didn't have that ahead of time, I guess. So now we have it for 2024. You already approved them as your attorney, so I just am passing that on as information for you.
Mhm.
That's all I have.
No action required on that. We've already taken care of it.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Anybody have anything else for the city clerk? Hearing nothing, moving on. Any old business? Moving on. New business. Website presentation. City clerk. Need approval.
Yeah, there's really not a presentation, but I have given you all the information from all of the webinars that I attended, and all of the information that I got from the different website providers. And I think that I handed you tonight the comparison price list that has, it's probably on the very last page, it's not connected to anything, but I kind of gave you the synopsis there of what we had going on. It's probably behind your draft minutes, actually. There's a little spreadsheet there. That's just kind of a, and I did kind of a 3-year average. I had some of the, some of them go out 5 years. I had some of them that would only give me a year. Some had 3. Gov Office is what we currently have, and we pay $570 a year. So you'll see year 1 what their price is, what their year 2 is. Yeah, I'm sorry. Here, boys. Forgot about it, but I didn't forget about it. So, Gov Office, what we currently have, we pay $570 for. And you see their increase was going up $1,104 to $1,104. And I believe that that's status quo from what we have, which when cities were looking at websites, Gov Office was there for them. Not to say that's a horrible website, but I think it's a dinosaur in these days. So Catalyst bought Gov Office, and you see what Catalyst did. If you want to go on their marketing plan, they were nice enough to give me 4 years. So I just basically took the first 3 years and did a 3-year average on their costs. I think in the fall, Darcy brought the Rural Water Impact and Municipal Impact website to the council and kind of got authorization to go with it. When I visited with them, there was nothing in there for the data transfer, taking what we currently have and putting it on their website. So that's why the first year is quite a bit higher, because they're going to charge us like $1,500 or close just to transfer our data, which we don't have a lot on our website. And then of course the second and third year, they look pretty nice. And the only thing she would say to me is, well, you know, we're price point, we'll give you the information. There's probably could it be a 6 to 10% increase per year. So I just figured a 10% increase for the second and third year. So, yes, they may be a little bit cheaper, but, you know, when they were gonna hit us with the $1,500 transfer fee, they kind of went down the list a little bit. Civic Plus is probably your Cadillac of websites. Both Morrison County and Cass County, I believe, use Civic Plus. I negotiated with them and got half off the first year, but you see they're quite a bit higher as well, and they would go out the second and third year with that price. They're a pretty good website. Town Web website gave a pretty good presentation because what they're trying to do is they're trying to steal GovOffice people, right? And so their first year, they will match what we currently pay GovOffice, which is $570. The $15 is for the website hosting, which we have ours through joker.com in some other country. It is, truly. Because it wouldn't take my credit card because we didn't have the right kind of money. But anyway, I got it figured out, we're all good. So anyway, you see that their charges for second and third and fourth year remain the same. So they pride themselves on customer service. And you know, we threw out the mosquito survey and I threw them with quite a bit of information. And I think we could get a pretty good product, and they're pretty up to date on things. And they actually have thrown in their presentation, you'll see the meeting minutes thing that is really piquing my interest. And they don't charge that. Rural Water and Impact, I asked them about that, and they're like, what? Everyone hates minutes. We want that. So I gave them the information from the other website company. I said, you know what, you start offering your customers this, you know. I said it's maybe a cost add-on, you know, some of these things like SurveyMonkey, you know, if we want to put our mosquito survey on there, and then if we want to have different type of maps on there. But it kind of sounds like the county has done some pretty good mapping and that kind of thing. So everything that you incorporate in there, you know, may cost an extra $1 or $2 if you have to buy a tiny private service. But should be minimal. And so my recommendation is to get the contract signed for the town website and get them rolling on that, because our GovOffice website will end May 31st. And of course, Town Web is getting quite a bit of business right now because they threw out a pretty good marketing plan to entice. And the Town Web is the one I sent you all that video that I watched, or you know, that webinar that I watched. So, like I said, they pride themselves on their customer service. They're there. They're already sending, I got an email today that they've got a webinar on social media and this and that. So I think, you know, with partnering with them, I think you're going to get a lot of other information than you would if you had some of these services. And some people say, well, why didn't you hire a web designer? Number one, I've had experience with that in the past. They can build a nice website and it can be cheaper. But in 2 years from now, they move somewhere else and then they want to get out of the business and then you can't do anything with your website. So I think it's important that we stick with a company that's, you know, got other cities, municipalities. This is a business that they're in. You just pay a little bit more for their service. So I don't care if you change. I am a bit technology challenged, and we're a little bit short of time. Sarah's also kind of been involved in this discussion, so, you know, when we can roll it out and get it going, and I've had input from Al and from Bruce and, you know, trying to see, and then we could probably incorporate things from the fire department. You know, it's just all what you want to make of your website, so. I did my homework and that is my recommendation to the council, and you make the final decision, so if you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them.
I do if I may.
Okay?
So if I caught you right,
Mhm.
May 1st is when the contract is expiring with the current one.
May 31st, I think.
Okay, but this proposed town website will pay the early termination fee for that contract. And we have to sign their contract within 60 days to get this offer.
I don't think we're going to have an early termination.
Oh, okay. Because it just says here that they'll pay for it. if there
They'll
is.
pay for it if there
If
is,
there
but
is.
our contract, I think, runs out May 31st.
Okay,
Because I don't think
so,
the city of Motley has signed another contract with office, and I think ours ends May 31st. So, yes, I want to get something signed fairly quickly because they have to build and move and, you know.
well, and in order to get this contract, it has to be signed within the 60-day time frame.
Yes.
So, right. And my fellow council members, I have gone through this packet extensively and I've done my homework along with Carrie, and this is good stuff. Compared to what we have with our current website, anything's good.
Would you like to make a motion?
And
So, yes, I would like-
and I'll also make a recommendation that April and Nikki sit on a committee and help us get through this. Just saying.
So I would like to make a motion to approve this.
You're approving the town website,
Yes.
town web website. Is there a second?
I will second that.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay. Did you have anything else for us?
No, that was my thing.
Anybody have anything else for the city clerk?
Thank you, Carrie.
No problem.
Hearing nothing. Moving on, public forum. Any member of the public wishing to be heard should sign in before,
I've got their names here.
pardon?
I have their names here.
So we're here just to discuss the possibility of a city ordinance based on kill traps for animals. We had our dog killed in a kill trap just about a week ago. Has it been a week? Just about. Live traps, you know, that's one thing. Kill trap, that's a whole nother ball game. I have little infants, so, or well, toddlers that could have gotten out of the gate. Thankfully, it's not them, but.
And it was baited.
Pardon?
And it was a baited trap
Okay.
with not, what appeared to be not cat food.
Did you say your dog was killed?
Yes.
Yes, in our backyard, pretty much. Not even 50 yards from our fence
February
line.
3rd.
Sorry.
Thank you. Yes, it's very terrible. We've had that dog for almost 11 years, and he was our baby, so I think the least that could be possible is an ordinance for the use of animal kill traps in city limits. We do have a proposal, I don't know.
Well, I am going to make a motion to approve that there's absolutely no kill traps in the city limits.
I can see live bait traps, you know, where you let them go, you know, that you get them in there and you take them, like if it's a squirrel you don't want in your yard, you take it out and put it wherever.
Like, I have a heart.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if it would have been a live trap and they would have seen that he was collared, he had, I mean, he's a little dog. He probably snuck out of a thing, and April is our neighbor too, so she knows, like, sometimes he sneaks out of there. We try to prevent it. We take accountability for that. But he's a dog, he can smell those things, and if it was baited with something that was rotting in a bucket, like, of course he's going to try to sniff it out. To me, that is baffling that that is happening in our city limits, and what if my autistic daughter, scaled the fence and got over there and got her leg stuck?
Was this trap that large?
Huh?
Was
Show
this
us
trap
picture.
that large?
Oh, yeah, here's a picture of him sitting
Oh
in.
gosh,
Yeah,
I could have done without.
I'm sorry. I could have done without finding him. That will always and forever be a traumatic thing for me because that was my baby. He was my child before I had children.
I guess I just have a question. So if it's a live trap only, is that a light trap? Can't use those either? So for like, when I go
No
for,
kill
no.
traps.
yeah, but a lake trap isn't
Well,
a
they
kill
could,
trap.
yeah. And you could, I mean, I thought.
I'm just asking
No.
for,
And I thought of this, like somebody with
Gophers.
like more than 2.5 acres may have the need for a kill trap. You know what I mean? Because you're out, you could do that. You could say in the city limits, less than 2.5 acres cannot have a kill trap. Anybody out, out of it could be exempt from it. That's up to you guys, because I know in the 2.5 acres, there's chickens and stuff too, so I'm not sure,
I mean, his square footage of his yard isn't
Pretty
even
small.
probably
yeah.
500 feet.
My question was just for information.
Right. No, I would think
Is a
that,
light trap a kill
well,
trap?
no, it's not.
Okay.
It could probably cause injuries, break a leg.
Yeah.
So
I guess I was thinking gophers, like you said,
Correct.
squirrels.
Oh,
Oh.
this was not.
No, I'm just trying to,
Oh,
And I think
So,
you do need to
when
have
we
a
go-
pocket gopher, maybe they do get them in town, so.
yeah,
You could say, I mean, we could discuss this at, like a planning and zoning meeting
Sure.
even. I'm sure there's other towns that have them.
yeah,
You
okay.
Get the right verbiage out that maybe a gopher, a rat, a mouse trap could be used at certain, there's
Sure.
gotta be a certain size, and
Yeah,
anything bigger.
Because I agree with him, I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure,
Yep.
some other guys didn't go, I can't trap a gopher, so
Right.
I'm just trying to be clear.
No, and I agree with her too, that's why I brought it forward at the
Yeah.
planning, the
I
planning.
do too.
Just because I think maybe that is a concern, and I guess we haven't had that before, but
Yeah.
now we do.
To me, and maybe I'm out of line here if I ask this. Correct me if I am, but is this intentional? Was this something
I
spitefully
felt
done?
like it was intentional. I felt like it was very much intentional, and we also had a cat went missing, and I wonder if that's what was in the bucket. I mean, it does not look like cat food. But I know that this could go much further than what we are bringing to this table. And I don't want that. I don't want ill will against my neighbor. I don't want to press charges. I don't want to do none of those things. I just want for this potentially to not cause harm to someone else or someone else's children or
And
someone else's
it's really
animal.
unfortunate that it had to happen for this to be brought forward because you're trying to prevent it from happening again.
Yes. And I want to feel safe. I don't know that guy or what he's capable of.
Okay, I think we,
I had made a motion to approve kill traps within city limits.
Well, I
we-
think we need some discussion, right?
yeah, we're gonna need to basically have some discussion and decide what kind of an ordinance we're gonna draw up.
Sure.
I mean, I don't think
As far as
anybody,
pertaining to what Al said within, if there's considerations, like if 2 acres or whatever, and if they have like skunks or something coming in, that does need to be considered.
yeah, we're gonna have to
Yes.
get into the details of it before we start passing an ordinance. I mean, if you wanna make a motion now, I'm not, I'll take the motion, but I think we should work with Al and drawing up
I
what we
agree.
want in the ordinance.
Yes, I
To
agree.
see to it. that
It does need to be discussed further. I'm just acting upon
Yeah, so
emotion.
that we don't have another trauma like this happen.
Exactly, well said.
And we don't have something
Happen
unintended consequences as well.
Correct.
Correct.
We need to cover all
All
angles of it
areas.
as best we can.
Yes.
So, as far as the motion goes, it's still on the table.
She would have to recant it.
Yes, I will recant that for further discussion at our next meeting or whenever. Will it be on our next meeting on the 20th or
We
is
could
that
work on
tabled
it
until?
between now and then and have it ready at the next meeting.
Okay.
I don't think
Would
that's
you like to look at this?
Problem.
Yeah,
potentially?
most definitely. Thank you guys.
Yes.
What is that?
That's a proposal for an
Oh, okay.
ordinance for kill traps.
Sure.
That we,
I see that when you're done.
Yep.
Okay.
My heart goes out to you.
it is very, very painful for me, for all of us, my
Yeah.
children.
And I'm not stalling this out on you, I just think we need to look at it
Absolutely,
thoroughly
yeah.
and do it.
Yeah, I figured that would be a thing, you know, that would be discussed and something, but I also just wanted to advocate for my baby, so.
Okay. Is there anything else on public forum? Anybody else in the public want to? Council forum?
Take some
Anybody
goodies.
on the council have anything they want to put out there?
No.
No, I do not.
Okay. Moving on, we have upcoming meetings and important dates. City Hall will be closed on President's Day, Monday, February 19th. City Hall closed, clerk attending Sourcewell meetings Wednesday, February 14th from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. City Hall closed, clerk attending election training in Little Falls Thursday, February 15th from 9 to noon.
Can I speak on this? Sarah may be in on Thursday morning.
Okay, so Sarah may be covering on the morning of
Yep.
the 15th.
Yeah, she's checking with her daughter tonight, but she
Okay.
said she could probably, if she can get her daughter to run the store, she'd probably come in on Thursday until we get back.
Then there's the planning and zoning meeting on Tuesday, February 20th at 4 p.m. And we tonight discussed having a special council meeting just prior to that at 3:30. Next regular council meeting, Monday, March 11th, 4:30 p.m. Work session. 4:30 p.m. is a work session, at regular meeting at 5:30, City Hall. City audit set for March 4th to the 8th. Is there anything else that's, I'm not reading here?
No, I'm gonna be in late tomorrow because I have a doctor's appointment, but Sarah will be here, so,
Okay.
just so you know.
Does anybody have anything else?
I would like to thank the city and the opportunity to have gone to the League of Minnesota Cities conference down in Plymouth this last Friday and Saturday.
Well
So,
worth your time.
it was well worth my time. It was very fun. It was educational. It was information overload, but it was a great experience, and I thank you for the opportunity. That's all I wanted to add. Thank you.
Anything else? Motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn the meeting.
Do I have a second?
I'll second
All in favor, say aye.
I
Aye. We are adjourned.